Welcome to the Rue Dits and Loz podcast, kept hot by Ream. You can listen to this podcast anywhere you like, even in the shower. Ream, Australia's favourite hot water.
Get all the news you need.
104.7 Triple M.
Hello, Adelaide.
No one knows Adelaide like these guys. Triple M Breakfast with Rue Dits and Loz.
Overnight news.
Yeah, some bad numbers, not super bad, but the inflation went up a little bit yesterday. It was meant to go down a fraction, but it just went up a little bit to 3.6. I think they were expecting 3.5 or 3.4. The odd part, not the odd part, the part which is frustrating most people is that the things that are going up are outside just about everyone's control, and that's rent, who's up the most, insurance, petrol, electricity. Fruit and veg has gone up a fraction because of weather events. So all of those things are going up. People can't control that, unfortunately, and that's what the Reserve Bank know, and that's why everyone's saying they probably won't put rates up. But where you can control is what we're spending in the shops, and that's measured in retail, and those figures are really down. No one is spending there. So
we know restaurants are struggling too. So here's a question, Roo. I always ask you these economic questions, the way my brain works. If we have to pay more for the things we can't control, won't that curb our spending on a daily basis for the things we can control?
Yep.
And I would have thought that'd be a good thing for inflation.
Yeah, it is. But if you still have to spend that money on the electricity and rent and all that, it's measured.
But I question what I'm saying. And I know the whole world does it, so I'm not going to change. Little old me in Adelaide won't change this. But why do we have to use those things as the measure of inflation?
Because it's part of everyone's everyday costs.
Yeah.
If you don't measure that and you measure the other things you want to measure, your cost of living is still going up.
Yeah.
And if they're still going up,
See,
it's
to
going to
me,
be more
inflation,
expensive to live.
How inflation affects me, little old me, is if I walk in to buy some bananas this week and they're $5, but next week they're $8, to me that's inflation.
What about when you go and pay your rent and it's up higher?
No, but but rent doesn't go up like that, does it?
Well, it's up 7.5% at the moment, which is twice as high as what the inflation is. So that hurts sloz. So that's what's bad for. There's no different to spending money on bananas or rent. It's still going up, making it harder to live.
Yeah, it all goes into the big pot.
It all comes out of the same bank account at the end of the day.
But you see, what I'm saying is that things like power, what you said at the start, though, things we can't control.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know that should be the absolute measure of inflation.
But did they go up because of inflate?
Because of stupid governments sometimes.
Well,
decisions that are made.
We're looking at Roo like he's...
No, well, I'm just
Tell us,
reading
Roo.
the stuff. No, I'm just saying what I know. I'm not a bloody expert, but rent's going up because there's a housing crisis. Insurance is going up because we've had natural disasters. Petrol's going up, I think, because of the war and where we get it from. Electricity's going up because we're transitioning to renewable energy. Fruit and veg prices are going up because of weather events. Retail's going down because people haven't got any spare money. That's the best But as a whole package, it's not going down quick enough.
Yeah, for the whole package, we still have to, which is what you said, we still have to pay for it all.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Cole Chisel, we made the massive announcement yesterday, and everyone's so excited about their 5-0 reunion
So
tour.
excited.
Last night they were on the project. They're giving up a $10,000 reward. There's some footage they want of a concert they did back in the 80s. And what happens is Barnsey, it was called Circus Animals, the tour. And so they involved girls on a trapeze doing an act while they were doing their concert. Next minute, Barnsey thought, I can do that. So he gets up on a trapeze.
After a bottle of vodka?
He was drinking vodka as he did it, he says. So he's swinging from the trapeze, strapped to a motorbike, swinging out over the audience, drinking vodka. And he said, someone has got the vision of this. We want it. And the band will offer a $10,000 reward if you come forward with the vision.
Like these days, you'd have a million of them, but back in the 80s, there's no mobile phones. Unless you got a video recorder, unless you got an old-fashioned video recorder, handheld video recorder.
Yeah.
How you getting it?
So what, you guys all just had to remember everything, did you?
Well, you didn't.
Yeah. Bloody hell.
Yeah.
What's going on there? Hey, what's happening with Ticketmaster?
They've been hacked. There's a mob who have actually come forward and admitted this. They're called Shiny Hunters. They're a hacking mob, illegal, and they want $500,000. So
500 grand.
And they'll hand it all back, the data. So it affects
How many people?
560 million users the world over.
They got all their data.
Yeah.
Do we give like, do we negotiate with these people? Is that what happens?
Ticketmaster will be.
Do we hand over money to people who try and,
Some
or do
people
we?
do.
Because surely they'd just go, great, give us more now. Like if you negotiate with them,
Yeah.
like
Probably.
Yeah.
goodness
Hopefully
me,
we never have to do it.
yeah. Speaking of crooks, Donald Trump, he
Don't be rude.
Careful.
Come on.
no, he's saying that the charges he's up against, because the jury's now deliberating,
Yeah.
over the charges of hush money and all this stuff, and he's saying, what did he say, Hamish?
Mother Teresa could not beat these charges. These charges are rigged. The whole thing is rigged.
Mother Teresa could not beat these charges. So, yeah, but it's not Mother Teresa up, is it? It's you,
Nah,
isn't it,
that's right.
Trumpy?
I don't know what's right and wrong here, but I like listening to him.
Yeah, me too.
You can hear him on Triple M Melbourne every morning.
After 4, I'll need a change of undies.
Or see him on the telly.
Australia has a new fire danger rating system. Moderate, high, extreme and...
Leave the pets.
is...
Now you can see him live in the flesh on stage with his comedian mates.
Enjoy the show.
Before his National The Comedians tour,
Enjoy the chicken.
please welcome to Triple M Breakfast, Marty Sheargold.
Oh, I listen to him every afternoon in the car as well. Good morning, Marty.
Good morning, Jets. Good morning, Roo. Good morning, Loz. Thank
Hello.
you.
How
What a
long
beautiful Thursday.
Yeah, how long have you been working at the RSPCA?
I don't know why I said that, because as I heard it back, in isolation, removed from the fun and hijinks of the show, it sounds a little rough, that one.
What, are you a dog man or a cat
I
man?
am a dog man. I've never owned a cat.
Okay.
Cats, I mean, we know the cliche about cats that they're sort of a bit standoffish and a bit cold, and I feel like that's true.
Yeah.
Do you know what? And this isn't meant as an insult, Marty, but you kind of have cat energy to me.
Do I?
Yeah, you're quite dry and slightly sort of.
Yes,
Yeah.
I see what you mean, Loz.
Dogs are like, they're really needy, and whereas cats are
Marty will
very
just rub up
cool.
against your leg and then
Absolutely.
piss off.
Very.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah, suave. Yeah, that's.
I can
What
show
sort of
you my
dog you got,
peanut butter
Marty?
trick with the dogs as well if you ever want to see it.
You know what? Shockingly, might pass on that.
What dog?
Well, you only live once, mate. I've offered you the peanut butter dog trick. If you
And I
don't want
may
it, you don't
regret
want
it.
it.
I may regret it.
God,
It's
we are
just a
going
risk
right
I'm ready to
downhill
take.
now. This is not an NRL station. I need to know more about your dog. What are you rolling with?
Well, I can't. Well, I tell you what I did have. I had a 15-year-old Choc Labrador pass away about 2 years ago.
So beautiful.
And that dog was extraordinary. And I said I'd never have another dog, but I am under extraordinary pressure on the home front. Extraordinary pressure. Because that dog was my mate. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they don't feel like they lost the mate that I lost.
Yeah.
Because my God, every time I turned around, that dog was behind me. It'd be like, Jesus, what are you doing?
Yeah. Have you gotten to the point where the kids are making PowerPoints to sort of present to you why they
I'm
want
being
them?
fully manipulated by the children at the moment.
Yeah.
And they're 32 and 36, which is what's so terrible about it.
God.
Now, you're coming to town. This is happening in October. Now, it was about a year or two ago you did this. The comedians, so Sam Payne, Mick Malloy, Lawrence Mooney, and yourself.
And we're back, and we
Yes.
did a lovely theatre the last time we were there. It's had a reno. They kept the
Majesty's.
front,
Yeah.
and the back's all new, and it was beautiful.
But you're at the Festival Theatre this time round.
Oh, very big deal.
Yeah, it's posh.
Festival Theatre.
Yeah, it's very posh.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I love Adelaide. You know, I lived there. It was my first radio job.
Was it?
2002.
You're kidding.
Where'd you work? What'd you do?
I was at SAFM,
Yeah.
which is your sister station there,
Yeah.
with a woman called Amanda Blair.
Yeah, love her, man. Yeah.
And it was her and I and Brayshaw.
Yeah.
Were you on with them?
Yes, and
you know what?
Cozzy was our phone guy, and Richard Marsland was in the office. It was a wonderful time.
What a lineup.
Do you know?
Yeah.
I think I went to one of your OBs at Tea Tree Plaza.
Oh, Loz.
I'm not joking. I did
Okay.
because I got a thing signed from Amanda Blair. I would have been about 10.
What about
Yeah.
Marty?
No, I remember
Oh,
Marty.
she didn't
for
let
sure.
anyone sign anything, mate.
No.
Just mucking around. Guys.
So,
Now, with the comedians,
Good morning,
tell me-
Amanda, if you're listening. Remember me? The guy clicked his pen and gave you the shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
She's
God.
had 5 kids since then, don't worry.
Yeah.
She's busy.
Well, her husband,
Yeah.
Michael Farquharson, is
That's
one
him.
of the loveliest men you'd ever meet.
He's
We
a
used to
bloke.
play tennis together at Memorial.
He's an anaesthetist.
Great name, too.
Well, he was
smart
an
fella.
anaesthetist every time I went out with him. A couple of times I woke up with my undies inside out.
Oh, no. And other things we cannot air.
Oh, come on, you can play that.
Hey.
That's just a couple of guys having a chat.
Right,
Marty.
who comes on in the first quarter? Who comes the second,
Mickey
third, and
Malloy,
fourth?
Mickey Malloy MCs, then Pangy kicks us off with what he calls comedy, but we think of more as presenting comedy. Then I come out and just ding it into the stands, and
Yeah.
Moon comes in and cleans up after the amateurs have all had a turn. It was a wonderful night out. Lock up your mums.
All right.
Marty,
Can't
can I
wait.
just say really quickly, I watched Fisk recently, and what a delightful surprise that show was. It just was so good. You were so good in it and very natural and very, like, I just think you kind of could be in more TV. Have you
Well,
thought
it's
about
not
doing
far
that?
away from who I am, old Ray Gruber. And
Yeah.
I think that's the key to acting. Don't stretch.
Your scene about what travels well in an Uber Eats situation is, I think
Oh,
about
yeah.
it. Think about
I
it.
vaguely remember that. Well, we've just finished series 3.
Oh,
It's not gone to air yet, but we've literally I've just finished my filming component of it. And I had my Ray Gruber hair because
Yeah.
I'm bald as a badger.
Yeah.
So I had my hair out the sides and a beard, and I was wearing a grey cardigan and a pair of grey slacks with hush puppies. And I walked off set and went to the chemist warehouse, and I thought, there might be people here that think this is how I get along.
just going in to get your hemorrhoid
Yeah,
ointment.
they might think, Jesus, I didn't expect him to be an accounts guy.
I don't think you'd be the worst person at Chemist Warehouse on that day.
Good people, though. Very happy to have them.
The comedians, that's what it's called, at Adelaide Festival Theatre, Saturday, 19th of October. Marty Sheargold.
Thank you, guys. I really
Good on you, mate.
appreciate the
Thanks,
time. Have a
Marty.
lovely Thursday.
Good on you.
On Triple M, who is telling the truth
You can't handle the truth.
and who is lying?
It's all lies.
It's time
True Lies.
for True Lies.
Yes. I'm about to pull a statement out of producer Jared's little hat over there. It could either be a true thing that I've supplied to him, a little fact about myself, or it could be something that he's invented. Either way, I'm going to have to defend it as though it's true whilst you two grill me.
The first time you did it, what did you do? True or
It was true,
lie?
and it was about Graham Corns.
So we've all. Oh no, it's been true for me. Lie for dit so far.
but it's out of a hat, so we
Yeah.
don't. It's just
random.
random. So it could be the truth.
And
it
it's
could be a lie.
spontaneous.
Okay.
Spontaneous. I'm going to read it out. You're going to grill me. Then we'll go to the audience and see what they think, whether I'm telling you the truth or not. But it's a game of bluffing, and it's a lot of fun. So I'm
Yeah.
going to reach in now. Okay, I've got it in my hand. What am I going to read?
Okay.
I was actually listed as a missing person for 24 hours once.
Ooh. How old were you?
This was when I was in overseas.
Overseas?
Yep. I was overseas. I was in Thailand. So I would have been 24.
Right.
And
What were you doing in Thailand?
I was living on an island called Koh Tao. And
How do you spell Koh Tao?
Kohtao. And there was a military coup that happened on the mainland between two, I can't remember the political parties, but there was a military coup, and what happened was they cut off the internet to the island, and obviously no one knew that was going to, I had no idea.
What year was this?
2014, I think.
Oh, this is
Yeah.
true.
Yep.
Yeah.
You reckon?
You're feeling it, are you? Already?
And the internet was down for, I think it was like 4 days.
Yeah.
And by day 2, my parents freaked out.
Right.
And they got in contact with
So
someone.
they reported you missing?
Yeah.
Oh.
They couldn't get in contact with me or my
Who'd
friend.
they ring?
I think there's something of Interpol potentially. Like it was quite serious.
Interpol?
Yeah, I don't know who you
Well, they're that worried about you.
Yeah, because it's just zero contact. And also, the island that I was on, if you Google it, it comes up with the murder capital of Southeast Asia. So a couple of tourists had gone missing. They freaked out. Eventually, they did figure out that there was a military coup.
Right.
And they relaxed a little bit. And it took another few days for the internet to come back on.
So was there a lot of, shooting and violence?
No, there were tanks. On the island that we were on, it was pretty low-key. A lot of expats, a lot
What
of
were you
cruisers.
doing there?
My friend was over there getting her dive master's training, and I went over to just hang out with her and ended
You can
up
do that
staying.
other places.
Yeah, but it's super cheap in Thailand. It's like the cheapest place to get it.
If you got to pay for the airfare from Australia to Thailand.
Even
to
with
then-
even with that, it's like exponentially cheaper. Plus the water over there, the quality of the water in certain places is just outstanding. So she was over there doing that, and I just went, I'd love to go and hang out, and ended up staying there for a few months.
Right.
But yeah, it
So
took.
you're a missing person.
Yeah, I was
for
missing
24
for
hours.
24 hours. By the time my parents figured out where
I'm calling bull dust.
Oh,
What?
Yeah.
It's true for sure.
I like all the other bit. I like Kotao, and that was very good.
Yeah.
Very convincing. But I'm saying no.
All right, 133353. What do you think? Is it true or is it false? Give us a call.
And you're going with true, eh?
Yes,
Yep.
definitely.
All right, so
Lock
we've got
it in,
one of
Eddie.
each. One of
okay.
each.
On Triple M, who is telling the truth
You can't handle the truth.
and who is lying?
It's all lies.
It's time
True lies.
for True Lies.
yes, I just said the statement. I was once listed as a missing person for 24 hours.
That's right.
Then I told a little story about it.
Yeah.
Whether that story was true or not, I can't say
Got to
just
be
yet.
true.
All right.
Rue, you thought it was true?
Had to be.
Why do you think it was true?
I don't know. You just reeled off so much stuff that sounded like you knew what you were talking about.
Okay. And
And
did
I'm,
sort of
I'm,
people
make
I, think
that
it-
up.
I think it's a bit questionable. Anyway, Franca, Aberfoyle Park. Good morning, Franca. What do you think?
Good morning, all. How are you?
Yeah,
Good, Franco.
I think it's true purely because I recall Loz talking about being on an island that was the murder capital once before. So
Yeah,
that gave
okay.
me the feeling there was an element of truth to it.
Okay.
Well done, Franco.
Good on you,
Yep,
Franca.
yep, that's
Who you
good.
got there, Roo?
We've got Howard from Paradise. G'day, Howard.
Oh, good morning.
How are you, mate? All right. Do you think Loz is telling the truth or telling a lie?
No, it's 100% false.
Why do you say 100%?
100%?
Why can you be that certain?
Because I was living in Thailand.
Oh.
And I lived through one coup. It was about 2006.
Yeah.
But 2014, definitely not. And there's no 100% no island murder capital of the world in Thailand. It's a magnificent place.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Time for Loz to
All right.
come clean.
It was a lie.
Oh.
But I will say this, there was a military coup when I was in Thailand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there was. And there were tanks everywhere. It didn't happen on the island I was on
Right,
Koh Tao.
okay.
Everyone there was cruising.
You're a fibber.
But there were some murders there. So it's not the murder capital of the world.
No.
But a couple of tourists were killed
All
in
right.
front of the hostel where we
Good
worked.
story.
So
See, what people have to understand, you got to do this on the run. You pluck out that
Mate,
statement out of the hat.
pulled
and
that
you've got
out
to
the
think on your
wazoo.
feet. No, you did well. You
The
did
brain
a
was going,
great job.
"Whoa,
you had
lie,
me
lie."
sucked
Great
in.
job.
Yeah,
So
sorry,
Howard,
Roo,
Howard
sorry.
wins.
Off to Grinspoon
Off to
tickets
Grinspoon.
at the Bridgeway Hotel playing
Well
their
done.
first new music in 12 years. So a double pass to that. He'll enjoy that.
AutoCam. Real-time video from Automasters. Triple M's Rumour Mill. Adelaide's most listened to segment. Hear it every day at 7:40 on Roo, Dits and Loz.
All right, we know that the acts for the Velo 500 have been announced, and we're all pretty excited. Cold Chisel will fill the joint. There's no doubt about that. And on the Saturday night before, Crowded House.
Yeah.
Now, I don't
Listening
want
to them all day yesterday.
I don't want to detract from those announcements at all, so I hope this doesn't. But Coldplay was the number one choice. And I think their name was bandied about a bit, wasn't it?
Sure was, yeah.
Why?
Well, you dropped it.
Why did they knock it back? Why didn't they want to do Velo 500?
Money not good enough?
They don't like the V8 supercars emissions.
Ah, it's not on
And in
brand.
fact, anywhere around the world, they don't do car races.
Okay.
So,
Goodness.
I know, I'm telling you.
Are
This
you
is-
serious?
This is what happened. They're
sort
very
of-
How do they get to
eco-friendly.
Australia?
They swim, apparently.
They ride their bikes.
But this is the fact. So we wanted them, and they said no, car race, not for
But
us.
that's sort of like ubiquitous. Like they do that with everywhere. They don't say yes to car races anywhere.
Yeah.
No, but we approached them. I can
Yeah,
tell you they were approached.
but it's not like they just singled us out and went,
No, no,
not
no.
you guys.
No,
it's
no,
just
no.
a rule that they have.
No.
Okay.
Don't water down my rumour.
No.
Anyway,
No. I'm just trying to be less offended by it, that's all,
Yeah.
as a state.
Oh, well, you do that.
Couldn't have had that concert at Adelaide Oval on the night and people wander down there? Or are they
Well,
still
it'd still be your
connected to
Velo
it?
ticket, wouldn't it?
Be funded by, the whole thing.
So that's their stance, if you like.
Is that 100%?
100%. I got it from the person that tells us who's coming here.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Straight from the mouth of the... Yeah.
Anyway, Bon Jovi will be here next year.
For what?
For a tour.
Just touring.
Yeah.
Because they got new music coming out, don't they?
Yeah, Bon Jovi next year. And some others I can tell you
Nothing
about.
related to Velo.
No, just coming here. Do you like Beyonce?
Yeah, Beyonce's
playing
great.
the MCG in October.
She's very popular.
Springsteen's coming.
Wait, what did you just say?
Playing the MCG in October.
Is that...
It's a rumour.
This year or next year?
This year, I think.
What the heck?
Springsteen's coming.
The boss.
The
boss
boss?
is coming. Roo, you've talked a lot about Eminem.
Yeah.
In fact, you broke it first on Australian radio.
Yeah. Anyone else who says they did.
Eminem is coming to
wrong.
Australia. We know that much.
Well, they just can't get the stadium sorted.
Yeah, but he's coming.
They're trying to
get the Adelaide bit sorted. And Metallica's another one that's coming. So there are some
Dick,
big bands.
hang on a second, Dick.
heck?
There are some
Dick,
big bands that are
whoa.
coming.
Okay.
Were you having lunch with Molly Meldrum yesterday?
Hang on. Let's just go back through that. Beyonce, October.
Yeah.
Eminem definitely coming.
Yeah.
Springsteen's coming.
And Metallica.
Coldplay
Bon Jovi next year.
Could Coldplay do
the
the
heck?
pedal pre-concert? Or
Good. The solar pedal.
pedal
I like it.
pre?
I like it.
Just put the bloody pedal pre on after the Velo and then do a gig.
That's very good.
Oh, wow. Wow, Ditz, that is the juiciest rumour segment we've ever had. That's incredible.
all
Well
right.
done.
There
Or
you
they
go.
could do it after the milk carton regatta or something and bring that back.
Birdman rally.
They've gone nanas. They're on fire here. An absolute ripper. Boy, what about that? Goodness gracious me. They've gone berserk. Bloody hell. Did you see that?
Oh boy, wowee.
The number one caller in the game, calling all the action tonight as Port Adelaide are on the national stage up against Carlton. BT, Brian Taylor, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you, BT? She's raining over here. Bring your dryers a bone.
Oh, no, that doesn't sound good. Never a pleasant night when it's raining at the Adelaide Oval, I can tell you.
Always pleasant at the Adelaide
Will
Oval.
it affect the umpire's whistle that might blow a little bit harder tonight, given they've just tightened up the time it takes that you have to dispose of the ball in holding the ball?
Yeah, it sounds like they're going to blow it quicker, which sort of makes sense. It is amazing how they come to these conclusions halfway through the season and not see it earlier. But at least something's being done. Were we all complaining about it? I'm not sure. We were, as perhaps commentators and onlookers, but certainly the coaches were up in arms about it. So, mind you, I've never seen anything that the coaches have changed or forced to change that has worked better for the game, by the way.
That's a good point.
Yeah, but everyone is confused. That's the problem. You've got blokes like Travis Boak, who's been around for 350-odd games, saying he is now more confused now than ever. So I think tighten it up a little bit and hopefully that can make a difference.
Probably easily confused Trav Boak, to be honest with you. But,
come on, he's a good Port Adelaide champion, Brian.
He's one of the nice guys,
He's
BT.
very nice.
he is. He is a ripper. He's a ripper. Looking forward to it. By the way, the umpires, I see some stories come about, chatting with the umpires mid-game from the box. That is true. Communication is there if they want it. But I can tell you now, having been in that box several times, it is rare for anyone in that box to ever speak to the umpire, whether they are wrong, right, or indifferent. It's a very, very rare occasion.
You're talking like they're saying that they've got some sort of umpire's coach sitting up in the stand and they can talk into their earpiece during the game.
Well, they do, but it's just a rare thing.
All right.
Rare.
Can we trust Port Adelaide at home tonight against Carlton?
That's the thing. Can you trust either of these sides? I look at Port Adelaide, and their form of recent weeks has been good, won 4 of their last 5. But, from a Carlton perspective, who are going all right as well, they won 2 of their last 3, but if you look a bit further than that, not so good. That's the problem for me. I can't trust either of these sides yet, to be honest with you. I should be able to trust Port because they've been there much longer than Carlton have been there. If you ask me who's going to be the better side in round 24, I would say it's probably Carlton building better. Right now, I think Port, although not with their best side in, are playing probably about where we'd expect they play. I can trust Port, but only at the Adelaide Oval.
Right, okay.
Now, my phone must be listening to me because just before we came on with you, Brian, I got a little clip sent to me of you saying this. Now, it had 30,000 likes just on that one little clip and all the comments, yes, BT, Brian, Taylor, people just going off. You have a sort of knack for just words twist so delightfully around your tongue. What's your favourite name to have said in your history commentating?
The favourite player that I called, and probably didn't have a great name, Leon Davis, but his nickname was the Igniter, and he was a lot of fun to call. I guess the 2 more recent ones, and I just sort of I don't go out to design to do this. It just sort of happens, I guess, when you're playing with a game, particularly on radio. It would be probably a Razi old fan and also Lloyd.
Well, let it get a bit of gold out there tonight on Triple M. We'll be rocking football. BT, thanks for joining us. We'll catch up with you tonight. I'll have some Haig's chocolate, some Penfolds Grange there for you, and a nice fluffy pillow at the Adelaide Oval Hotel.
Who am I calling with in that rabble over there, rabble of a box?
You got our gun caller, Brenton Yates. He's doing it tonight.
Thank Christ I've got him and not you.
Yeah, thank you, BT. I think you've got, I don't like to show you up, you've got Dom Cassisi.
And Bernie Vince.
It's a good team. Great team.
The IQ level in that box is very, very average.
It is Triple M after all. Catch you later, Brian. See you tonight.
BT. Bye.
There he is, the number one caller in the game.
Triple M. It's time for your favourite game. Loz's Wheelie Bin of Fortune.
Yep, I threw something in the wheelie bin. Only I and a couple of producers know what it is.
Yeah,
very select crew.
Not Ditz, not I.
No, you genuinely don't know, and it is honestly very annoying that you don't know because you hassle me about what's in there. So far, the clues have been unoccupied, chocolate, Japan, 2022 floods, ages 3 and up. Now, the guesses yesterday were Bonbon, an empty packet of Delta creams, they're like Oreos sort of things, and an empty packet of Japanese Furuto Choco eggs. They're similar to Kinder Surprise. As you can tell, they probably pertain to a few of those clues. People have been very clever with how they brought it back to the clues.
Yeah.
Who have we got on the line this morning?
Louisa at Lockley's. Hello, Louisa.
Hello.
What are you up to today, Louisa?
I've just come back from night shift and I was in the car and I heard you and I thought, oh my gosh, I finally got through. My heart's racing.
Yeah. What were you doing in night shift? What job?
Oh, just working in medical.
Good on you.
Radiology. Yeah.
Good on you, Louisa.
All right, now, what is your guess, Louisa? This is for $8,900. What's your guess?
Okay, my heart is pounding. I think it's a doll's house.
And why do you think that?
Okay. All right, so in Japan in 2022, there were some devastating floods.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of destruction, which obviously there were a lot of unoccupied homes, which is pretty much like a dollhouse. In Japan, they're very hot on unusual sweets. So you can actually get miniature chocolate dollhouses in Japan. Yeah. And ages 3 and up, that's quite, it's a dollhouse. So anyone from the ages 3 and up could play in a dollhouse.
Oh, this is clever.
Very clever.
Oh, and also, one more thing, Loz, you inadvertently bought a dollhouse.
Oh,
thinking it was a cabinet.
Well, I bought a
Louisa.
desk thinking it was
Louisa.
Wow, you have really thought about this.
I know.
Louisa.
I think I've overthought it.
Well, let's have
like
a look.
it.
Let's
drum roll.
Okay. That's not it. I'm so sorry, Louisa.
You had me
because you
convinced.
really, really worked hard on that. And all of that stuff does relate to a dollhouse. It's just unfortunately not what I threw in the bin. I'm so sorry,
Thanks,
but you
Louisa.
can keep trying. You just keep trying,
That was
Louisa.
great.
With that brain, she's got a great brain.
Yeah.
She'll probably be able to figure it out if she keeps using that kind of thinking.
Yeah.
So I'm going to keep the names out of it because I don't want to throw anyone under the bus. But this is about throwing people under the bus.
Right.
Someone in my life, they have a little girl, and they got sent a picture by the teacher of the homework the little girl did. She's 6. And it said the job was you had to get 3 Post-it notes and put it in the treasure box, and you had to say 3 things that represent your life at home and what it's like in your family.
Right.
And she wrote, I have a little brother named blah. That was the number one. And the second one was, my mum never lets me eat ice cream. And then the third one was, she also never lets me use the iPad. And those were the 3
went
things.
downhill.
That's her life.
And then the teacher was like, very good spelling. Like, anyway, so mum's at home just living her life and gets sent this picture. She goes, she had a bowl of gelati last night. Like, she's not even telling the truth. I think children have a very specifically special ability to throw you under the bus at the worst possible time.
They can.
Have you guys ever had the kids say anything?
Daddy, isn't this the man you don't like?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, not here. No, it wasn't. It was another John.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. What was the story about when you went to pick was it the littlest one up from school when you weren't in the line?
Yeah, he refused to get in the car.
Yeah, because you didn't use the etiquette of.
Yeah, I double parked.
Yeah.
And because I saw him at the front of the queue.
Yeah.
I just ran down the passengers and I said, Jack, quick, jump in the car.
Yeah.
And he's turned the other way. I said, hey, yeah, I yelled, Jack, get in the car.
Yeah.
And then he just looked at me and just nodded type no. I'm going, bloody getting, and people are tooting me now, holding up the traffic. So, yeah, I had to go and park blocks away and walk back.
Because he refused to break the rules.
Wouldn't break the rules,
Yeah. You got any of the 6
I just
kids?
rang my wife and all the kids, and I can't get hold of my wife. Said her brain's not working. She's trying to get everyone ready. So they haven't thrown us under the bus for a while, Loza. So
that's pretty good.
They've been good.
Yeah, we're talking when did your kids throw you under the bus? I've actually did it to my mum once. I've just remembered I'd told her friend that she had teeth that looked like baked beans.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
nice.
Very sorry about that. They did. They were little brown. I was just very
How old
direct.
were you?
I was probably about 4. Your teeth look like baked beans. And never forgot it. It still gets brought up to me quite often. But it can happen. They're just very direct and honest children.
Yeah. All right, Yana at Newton, what happened to you?
Hello.
Hello.
Bridget Swaz, how are you?
Good.
Very well.
I was teaching years ago at an autistic school. I don't have kids myself, but I was helping a child colour in class, and all of a sudden they stopped and they looked at me and they said, wow, your arm is hairy, just like a werewolf.
That's what you want to hear.
Beautiful.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, God. Let's head to Salisbury. Tony, when have kids thrown you under the bus?
Yeah, my wife went with the kids to go to that traffic safety course down there with the police. And they're telling you, what to do, what not to do. And, yeah, people shouldn't be driving and using the phone at the same time. Oh, my mum uses her phone all the time while she's driving.
I love doing stuff like that.
That's great, Tony. Absolute corker there. Let's head up to Harndorf. G'day, Ralph. When have the kids thrown you under the bus?
Hello, everybody. My wife, she has a habit of stealing wine glasses when we go out to wineries, and anyway, helped herself to a couple one day. I was
God.
Yes, washing up the dishes a couple of days later, and might have broken one of the stolen glasses. And anyway, fast forward about another week, and the kids were making their first Holy Communion, and they had to talk about forgiveness. And my son put his hand up, and they said, "Oh, when have you seen forgiveness?" And he said, "Oh, Mum forgave Dad when he broke the wine glass he stole from the winery." And it was 8 or 10 heavily religious folk in the room who weren't overly impressed.
Nice.
Yeah, nice one, Ralphie.
Drinking and stealing and smashing glasses. Oh, God. We've got there.
We've got David Elms, the managing director of... actually, you're working at a different bar at the moment. G'day, Elmsy. How are you?
Yeah, good, mate. How are you?
Good, Elmsy. When have the kids thrown you under the bus?
Mate, it wouldn't happen for you because you've got too many children, mate. But up at the theme parks on the Gold Coast, the old family pass, 2 adults and 2 kids. The kids have to be under 5.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And they're just stand at the front window. How old are you, sweetheart? Oh, I'm 6. No, you're not, honey. You're 5. Remember today?
Yeah.
So, throw them clearly under the bus, mate, trying to get in the cheap seat. So,
That's a classic.
didn't work well.
That happened to me at the 40 years ago.
Good on you, Elmsy. Thanks for calling in.
Thanks, Elmsy. Kids don't want to be called younger than they are.
don't.
They're like, no, I'm 6.
Yeah.
I'm not 5.
I'm a big boy now.
Yeah.
I might have done that a couple of times myself.
Triple M breakfast with Blue Dits and Loz.
What a goal!
Overnight sports.
Thursday night football at the Adelaide Oval tonight. Port Adelaide taking on Carlton. 3 changes for the Power. Ivan Soldo, Charlie Dixon, Frankie Evans all come in. Roo, the skipper, Connor Rosie, hasn't come up. Now, you teased me a bit. You said he would play.
I thought he would play, but I did a bit of research and now I understand why he did play, even though he was injured in that second half. They already had Rioli out, which we know. If he went off and had less players on the bench, because it was a 5-day break, not a 6 or 7 day break, it would have put stress on all the rest of the team. And then they would have pulled up a lot rougher than what they would have if he stayed out there. So it would have...
Strategic move.
Well, just to save all the rest of the players at the end of the day. So that's the reason why he played on.
All right, with him out, obviously it leaves the midfield a little bit short. Jason Horne-Francis, as we know, has been receiving a fair bit of attention.
For me, going into games now, it's just more thinking on the challenges that I might get in the game and how I can get out of them. So, I feel like I've just gone into games with different mindset.
This is the old-fashioned 8-point game, Loz. Now, you're going to say, what does that mean? Well, when you got... So there's 6 sides between... with 4 points between them. Port Adelaide 28, then 5 sides below them, 1 game away. So if you win, you get 4 points. If the opposition team
lose,
yeah. So you gain 4, or you lose, or they gain 4. All right.
Okay.
Does that confuse you or not? On the ladder, if you get 4, you go up 4.
On the ladder.
Yes, on the
Okay.
ladder.
Yeah,
Do I
yeah,
not
yeah.
explain that?
Okay.
No, that's all right. No,
All
so,
right.
okay.
It's an
hang on,
old
okay.
8-point game.
Okay.
Now, even though
It's an
Rosie's
important
out, Carlton coach Michael Voss is wary.
I think, there's 2 parts to every good side. There's the individuals that play within, and there's the system they play.
Yep, indeed. Now, you can hear it all tonight on Triple M and the Listener app right after the rush hour. Now,
Confident or not?
50-50, especially with the rain. It makes it a 50-50 game, doesn't it?
Yep.
Our best, we can beat anybody. So I hope we played our best.
Yep.
Hey, mid-season draft last night. Ruth, tell us about the fella you picked up.
Toby Murray is the brother of Nick Murray, who's making his comeback this week from an ACL injury. They're both off the farm over in Wagga Wagga, and they live with Ned McHenry. And then we've got some footage of them in the lounge room last night when Adelaide read out Toby's name.
The 7, the Adelaide Football Club, has selected Toby.
The Ibis.
Here he is.
Well done, buddy.
Good stuff there. 200 centimetres, so a really big boy. He's only 19.
The Ibis, the bin chicken.
Yeah, so he's a big lump of a lad, so that'll be good to have a couple of brothers at the footy club.
Yeah, Port Adelaide picked up Logan Evans, who I'm told is a versatile defender. Has been in their SNFL rookie program. Don't know much about him.
And young Beacon from Woodville West Torrens went
Yeah.
to Brisbane.
Yeah,
Who
great
is the
story.
grandson of John Condon,
That's
who
right.
is a very well-known football identity in
Yeah.
South Australian football.
Yeah. John and Elaine, lovely people. Hey, when you're doing your footy tips, Loz, there's illness going through the Essendon camp, and they're saying it's quite serious. A lot of people are affected, so take that into account. A virus.
Excuses.
Yeah. At the French Open, Tanasi Kokonakis back in action tonight in his second round game. He faces Italian Julio Zeppieri, and Alex de Minaur also meets a Spanish opponent, Juan Munar. All right, there you go. That's our look at sport. 8:54, time for us to go on this Thursday morning.
There's a cost of living crisis at the moment, but not at Triple M. We are giving away heaps of cash at 10 o'clock. Loz's Wheelie Bins guess will be worth $9,000.
Freaking me out now.
Yep,
It's getting really high.
$9,000 at 10 a.m. this morning. Tomorrow is your last chance to put in a rumour to win $1,000. We'll draw that on Monday. And Ditz, Port Adelaide will be rocking football tonight on Triple M from 6 o'clock. Brian Taylor's coming over with Brendan Yates, Dom Cassisi and Bernie Vince.
All the big guns, yeah. Hey, the guest this morning was?
The guess this morning was a dollhouse.
Dollhouse, yeah.
So
which
the
is
clue,
very
should I give a
clever.
little recap of the clues very quickly? So the clues so far have been unoccupied, chocolate, Japan, 2022 flood, ages 3 and up. All of those things connect back to whatever's in my wheelie bin. And if you can guess it today, you get $9,000. But jackpot's $100 with every incorrect guess.
Louisa
so
from Lockley said Dollhouse, and there was a connection with all of those.
She made it back to all of those clues.
Incorrect.
Unfortunately, it was incorrect.
Yeah.
So keep guessing, guys. If you're
All
out
right.
there and you've got a theory, 133353 at 10 o'clock and 1
Enjoy
o'clock
the
today.
rain today because we haven't had it for ages, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Catch you later.